UFO sighting in U.S. leaked in video. Ex-defense official says massive intelligence failure. A new video of a UFO sighting allegedly captured by the U.S. Navy in 2019 has been shared by filmmaker Jeremy Corbell on Twitter days before intelligence agencies are due to submit a report to the U.S. Congress on the subject. The U.S. has a massive intelligence failure on its hands when it comes to unidentified flying objects. Christopher Mellon, a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence, said in response to multiple videos of UFOs that have leaked or declassified over the years. So why? Why now? Why not continue the charade? Why disclose defense compromising information to the public? Because you're going to see this come up. You're going to see people say that for the sake of our national defenses, we need to keep some of these things secret. They're going to say that if the government reveals that yes, UFOs are indeed real, they should not disclose the details to ensure that other nations don't discover the secret tech that has been in development all these years. So here we go again. You know, this has happened before, a long, long time ago. Actually, it happened a few times. But for every time that it happened, wherever it happened, it was always them. They are going to give you a story, folks. It will be well crafted and designed to get you prepped for things you are about to witness in the not so distant future. In fact, they are behind schedule and are worried time is almost up. So I'm going to tell you a story and you are absolutely allowed to disagree. It's going to be WTV's alien UFO disclosure right here, right now. So right off the top, I want you all to know that this is a fallen angel discussion, and you'll see how this works. Now, after man was created during the time of Enoch, there was an event of angels coming down from the heavens, crossing the veil and taking women as wives, taking them with the intent of having offspring. It wasn't really because they were good looking. They simply had the means to impregnate these women with their seed, and so they did. They did this knowing very well of the consequences of their actions. They defiled both man and beast. And even though angels having children was not sanctioned, they were successful at breeding children. They were known as the Nephilim and anything associated with that lineage. An entire race of hybrid abominations whose sole desire was to destroy. These children of the fallen were giants, hybrids, half human, half angel. Now, because these giants were not sanctioned to exist, since they were not sanctioned by God, they had no place on this planet, nor did they have a place in the heavens. So when these beings died in the flood, their spirits remained here in a type of limbo. And they are the ones we call evil spirits or demons. The fallen angels that came down and passed through that veil do not have the power to pass back through it. They are stuck here until the time of judgment. So, what have they been doing this whole time? They've been basically trolling mankind. So we have these two beings living among us, the fallen angels and their children, the spirits of the Nephilim, or giants. In this plane of existence, those beings have very limited ability and power. So, they have to use physical technologies to get things done. They still use the same elements, they are just rebuilding old technologies. They know how to create bodies that they can possess. So what they do and what they have always done is build technologies, they build weapons, they use alchemy, they build ships, and on top of all of that, they build bodies. All these aliens that have been seen and described, Bigfoot included, all these strange creatures, mostly humanoid, that people around the world have told stories about for centuries, it was always them. They create these bodies to possess them. They use them as vessels. This is why these cryptoids, cryptids that people cite are so elusive. Who do you think the men in black are? Who do you think the gray aliens are? They are cloned, soulless bodies that these beings possess as they perform their activities here on the planet. Taking these forms in order to kidnap people so that they can ultimately breed a new race of Nephilim. And if they can't get human beings to breed Nephilim again, then they will certainly try to genetically change humans, change their DNA so that the gene expression will be that of the fallen. These beings came down during the days of Enoch, like an alien invasion. It was an alien invasion. They presented themselves after the flood. They came around again, presenting themselves as visitors from another planet. They helped build Babylon. Gone. They did the same thing in Egypt. They came around pretending to be distant travelers. They pretended to be gods. They did this to the people in the Americas, the Native Americans. They taught men war. They taught men how to build sophisticated weaponry. UFOs don't crash on accident. They threw them down to the earth so that man would pick up the wreckage and reverse engineer them. They've done this several times before. Where do you think the idea of a sword or chariot comes from? What about lasers? That's not new technology. Oh, that is quite ancient. While they're picking up pieces of the wreckage, let's leave them a body or two behind to clone for us. That way, the bodies that humans clone for them will be more human. So yes, I believe they are preparing the planet and are preparing us for their return. Oh yeah, the fallen angels are going to attempt or are attempting to reboot the days of Noah. And I think people are going to have a hard time grasping this because they know what that means. That means living in a sci-fi horror action flick. That's what it means. Think about this. If you were to run through a jungle and you came upon an elephant, if you didn't know what an elephant was, you would probably think it was a monster. You wouldn't really know what you were looking at or how to register it in your head. And you stumbling upon this new creature you know nothing about would probably cause anxiety if it didn't scare you half to death. That is what we are in for. To what degree, I am not sure, but I believe people will definitely see things they thought were make-believe. You see, I believe the UFO sightings are going to increase. The government will admit to their existence, but will deny having any relationship with the entities that built them, the majority of which were probably constructed by humans anyway. But they know once they acknowledge the existence of these craft, they know questions are soon to follow, and they are going to have something ready to tell you. And for some reason, I feel like a fake alien invasion is becoming more and more plausible as the days go on. I think that this is what they are priming us for. It may not happen the way it did in the ancient past, like the Anunnaki, and it may not happen the way it does in the movies, but it may happen. And I don't believe that they have enough people's attention yet. I think they don't believe they have enough people's allegiance yet. I may be wrong. Maybe they feel they have enough people that will just blindly follow whatever the news tells them. And that may be all they need to pull this off. You can all clearly see now who is dumb enough or has been subjected to take the mark, and how easily they will line up for it. Yes, those same people are going to take the mark, and even more than you think. Why? Because they're people. One person does it, the others just follow along. And the globalists and these global dominators know exactly how to lead everyone to a certain end. These globalists take orders from the dark side, and they probably don't have a choice in the matter when it comes to the return of the fallen. They are going to make a comeback, whether the government wants them to or not. And so the government has no choice but to start executing these crazy plans right in front of us. Folks, you are seeing leaders around the world right now making crazy decisions right now, trying to drastically change things, and are committing crimes right in front of us without much resistance. The time has come, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking it is going to be something like a cross between an alien invasion and a zombie apocalypse. One or the other, or maybe both at the same time. Maybe they'll try to orchestrate some hybrid alien zombie outbreak. I'm sure it will be creative. But apparently next month, the government will have something to announce to us. Another soft disclosure, but one that will intentionally set the stage for something very real that is coming, that is probably out of their control. So stay awake for that. Understand that when they present this to you, what they will do is present to you the reports, some of them, and they will claim they need to investigate further. But they will call for an increase in defense systems. Watch. They will want to fund some type of operation. They will want support for it, and they will want to pass some laws behind it. Watch. That's what they do. That's what the government always does. Play games in order to get what they want at your expense. There is more to come. Don't believe the hype. It's just the devil and his old tricks. Disclosure. Of what? Information we already knew? Anyway, until next time, folks, as always, stay awake, stay aware of the coming delusion, stay safe, and I'll talk to you all soon.